It's Monday night, and I was just sitting eating my supper when Mom knocked on the door and said, "I'm driving to Sand Dollar Beach. Does anybody want to come with me?" And I was like, yes, I want to go to Sand Dollar Beach. So we're at Sand Dollar Beach, and we're just going to go for a little walk on the beach. Right, Mom?
Yes.
Oh, wow. This looks science fiction.
Yeah, it really is.
Wow.
It will.
Oh, that squirted! That's how it moves! Oh my goodness! Oh, that's just... Oh! Oh! This is the greatest! Oh my goodness, is it eating? Like,
It looks like
that it does. It's... Oh my goodness.
Oh,
Oh, wow.
oh.
Oh,
Something's gonna
yeah.
come.
It's moving it to move.
Oh, oh my. That's just awesome.
So at the time of recording this, we moved a month ago, and we are still getting ourselves set up in the space. We're mostly there. There's like all the photo albums and memory things and projects I have to do associated with that. And my office is not fully set up, and there is still all the artwork that needs to go up on the walls and decorative things that we don't have a lot of, but that we haven't yet unpacked. One of the things that I'm setting up today is the bookshelf that's going to go in our entry. I actually don't know really what to call that space. We have an entry it's very large. It's behind here. I'm in the kitchen. It's on the other side of the kitchen. And the entry is is the main entrance into the house. And then there's the bathroom back there and the laundry. And the laundry is in the open. It's not behind closed doors. And there's a linen closet. We're using it as a linen closet, a very large closet. And we also have a freezer back there and our extra fridge. It's an open space, and all those things are in that space. I'm not sure what to call it. I guess we'll figure that out as we go. But right now, I guess it's the entry. But it feels like more than an entry. And it's not a mudroom, because a mudroom feels like a separate kind of space. So we're not sure. I don't know. That space, we've put a bookshelf back there. And it's going there in part because that's where there's space for it, but also because that's where there's a wall. There's not a lot of walls in this house. There's walls in the bedroom. We have like dressers against them. There is some wall space in my office. There's a little bit of wall space upstairs in the loft, but there's not large spans of wall because there's a lot of windows, which is amazing. And really, we don't need a lot of wall space, but there is some section of wall in this back entry. And so it lends itself well for putting a bookshelf. And I'm not sure what's all going to go in that bookshelf. I have reference books, and I also want to gather more reference books from this area. And I do acquire some fiction and hold it for a time until I'm ready to kind of pass it along. So I wanted a bookshelf for those kind of books. And my parents have had a bookshelf here. Actually, it was in the shed where a lot of things are stored. Camping supplies are stored in there. Also, yard and garden supplies that don't go in the garage. There's a lot of storage space on the property. The bookshelf that we moved into the house was actually in this shed, and it's part of a set. And actually, the other one that it was paired with was in our home that got passed on to one of our kids. They're using it. Yeah, nice furniture is great that way. And when it lasts and you can pass it along and you can move it from different homes to homes. So this bookshelf and these bookshelves that my parents have owned and used for many years, some of them I feel go back to when I was like a young adult, teenager, 25 to 30 years ago. So these bookshelves have been around for a long time, and they are still in really great shape. And the one that I'm going to be setting up in this entry is in great shape. This morning we brought that shelf in, and it needs to be cleaned, which is why I'm standing here by these products and things, because I'm actually going to make a cleaner and then clean that bookshelf, and so it'll be ready for the things that I want to put in it. This is not and here's a recipe you use, and here's this wonderful way to make a cleaner. I just thought it would be interesting to like make the cleaner with you and then clean the shelf and show you where it is and stuff like that. This isn't and here's the best recipe, the best wood cleaner recipe. I just got it off the internet this morning. The recipe looks pretty good to me based on other recipes I've seen. I have no idea if it's like the best thing to clean and polish wood. To be honest, I am not a fastidious caretaker of furniture and polisher of wood furniture. And I'm also not like a super fastidious house cleaner where like I'm going around dusting things all the time. Dusting is not ever really figured significantly into my routines. I just take a wet rag and wipe things off. But some people use actual like products and they polish the wood and they And, you know, maybe now that I have nicer furniture and some nicer pieces, I will take more care that way. But also, you know, just a damp rag. I have found that to work well for a variety of surfaces. So this isn't like some kind of, I'm not like bringing you into my natural products cleaning routine, because my routine is mostly water and vinegar and like diluting a more concentrated soap when I need that kind of cleaning action. I do like making my own cleaners when I need something special, like glass cleaner. You know, I make our own glass cleaner and those kind of things. I enjoy doing that. So this is just something I enjoy doing. So I'm going to make up the cleaner, which is also a wood polish, it says. I'll leave a link to that recipe, but at this point I can't vouch for it. I don't even know if it's going to work great, but the ingredients look good based on some things that I know about making cleaning products. So looks good. I'll try it. I feel like I can't go too wrong with what's in this recipe. And then I'm going to like vacuum off the shelf because it was in a shed in which there are lots of dead ants, actually. We discovered lots of dead ants this morning. Dead insects and insect exoskeletons abound in that space. And so we're gonna clean that off with vacuuming, and then I'm going to do a like wash and polish of the wood. And it'll be ready then for the next coming weeks as I slowly organize that space and figure out what I'm putting in there and how I want to set it up. So let's just make this and then go clean it. Okay, so I'm doing half a cup of white vinegar. Because I like making my own products like this, and I have a long history of making my own soap, which I haven't done regularly for the last few years, but I'm going to get back to doing living here. I have lots of the ingredients that you need for this kind of thing, which are not hard to find anyways. So we have vinegar, and then I have some olive oil. Oh, my cat just started meowing at me behind me here. I gotta feed him soon. And then this recipe calls for lemon juice, but I actually don't want to put lemon juice in it. I'm going to put some citrus essential oil. I have a bunch of essential oils that I'm kind of trying to use up because I don't use essential oils all that much, but I had like a whack of them back from when we were all getting essential oils. Or maybe that was just me. But, you know, I've got this little box full of essential oils, and I use them in soap. I definitely use them in soap making. That's probably more than needed. But I'm not using them as much as I had been at previous points in my life. So I have this box of essential oils that I am using up in soap making, and for these kind of things, which it's handy to have when you're doing these kind of things. Okay, so I have this citrus, and then this recipe calls for vegetable glycerin, which I happen to have. This, I think, actually, Mom passed this on to me, but this is something that you use often in making different body care products and soap making, things like that. This recipe calls for lavender essential oil, but I'm actually going to use a balsam fir, because I think rubbing that into wood would be really great. Okay, put it in there. I happened to pick up some of these fun brown bottles. I think brown bottles are fun. I haven't always had success with these, what I would call like fancy bottles. So I have found the kind that you get like at the hardware store that you would use they're used for cleaning solutions. I find those have been the best quality for me. But I happen to have this one in the cupboard, this brown bottle, and I'm gonna try it because it feels kind of fancier. It's more aesthetically pleasing to me. So we'll try it and we'll see if it works well in the spray. Sometimes the spray mechanism of these doesn't work as well. Anyways, okay, so I've just mixed up my spray cleaner / polish, and I'm now gonna vacuum off that thing and then use this to clean it. Okay, so because this has been in the shed, there's like interesting kind of accumulations of dirt and things on this. So I am going to use a damp cloth for some of that and then finish it off with that other wood cleaner slash polish that I just made. Doing this especially with like a piece of my parents' old furniture reminds me that when I was a kid, we actually dusted like pledge, like spray. We had a lot of wood furniture. Yeah, we'd go around spraying that and then having a rag and we'd polish. Yep, those were the days. I may put my Herbal Apothecary in this shelf also. I'm trying to figure out where that's going to go, and it would look really lovely in here because it's all kinds of herbs in jars. So my Herbal Apothecary is dried herbs and also things that I make with those herbs. Medicines, also things that I make that can be used for household purposes. But mostly I would say they're medicinal and things for health. And I have a lot of them. I've been working on building up my apothecary for years, and I have lots of space here for it, which is amazing and wonderful, but I'm not yet sure where to put it. And it might go in here. We'll see. I know one thing that's definitely going in here, at least to start, and that is my kitchen binders. My kitchen and household binders that have my recipes, both for food, but also herbal recipes, herbal binder, soap making, household product making, that kind of stuff. You can't tell from there at all, especially because the camera's not even showing this part. But this, oh, this is looking nice. I think this might be doing what it says it does. This is a bit of a darker corner, so I have this light here for that purpose, but it's hard for me to like get a sense of what that spray is doing in here. Okay. It smells great. Okay, well, so far I am liking this. I'm liking the glow, I guess, that it's giving the wood. I think this homemade spray is doing its job. The wood looks good. And there was like kind of scuffs and scrapes in it before that are less noticeable. Now to these cupboards. My rag that I'm using started clean, and now it is looking pretty dirty. So I know that this is doing its job also in cleaning things off that were left by just my water treatment. And the water in my bucket is pretty filthy. So feels good to know that I've been cleaning this well, hopefully conditioning it. Great. Well, the bookshelf is done. Now I can start using it and figuring out what's going to go here. I'm impressed, and the wood looks good on these shelves. It looks better than it looked before, that's for sure. if you can see this. It's very hard to video. It's the dance of the dragonflies. Let me see if I can go like over here. Okay, there's dozens, and they are just flying in the air. Oh, I hope you can see this. I'm guessing they're eating the bugs. They come out this time of night, especially on these nice, there's one. There, oh, so hard. Okay, so Dad, what are you working on here?
We're preparing the ground, getting rid of the organics so that we can put some gravel down for a pad to put a concrete pad down level, so we can build a pad or a deck for our sauna.
We're gonna build a deck for a sauna.
Yep.
Out here in the woods.
Yep, the deck's going to be the base for the sauna to sit on.
This is a great project. I'm pretty happy about this project happening.
So am I.
Especially since you're doing the work. So this pile of wood here was delivered a couple weeks ago, and it is going towards a very special project that is happening. There is a path that goes through the woods here that we walk to move between the two houses. The sauna is going to be going off this path here in that, well, let's see. There we go. It's going in this little clearing here. My dad is working on setting blocks that the decking for the sauna will sit on top of. I am being very helpful here, doing obviously nothing of value. Just videoing. This will be the sauna in the woods. So what is really amazing to me about this project is that this is something that I will be able to enjoy and use, and somebody else is making it happen. This is like unbelievable. Dad's doing more work on the deck or the platform for the sauna today. He's going to be using his laser leveling tool to somehow level all these things. I don't quite understand where the leveling happens because they're already in place, so maybe with pieces of wood between the concrete and the decking. So anyways, he's going to be doing leveling out here. And then at some point there will be a deck that goes on these concrete blocks, which probably have a special name that I don't know. And then on top of the deck gets placed the sauna, which that is the collective we, meaning my dad, is not building. I think we're getting it ready made. Or maybe it's a kit that we put together. I'm not exactly sure about that part. What does the beeping mean?
That means it's right on.
Oh, okay, okay.
When it runs like that, when it beeps a lot, that means it's not right on.
But then the solid...
Steady, that means it's right on level.
Okay, okay.
Now,
yeah,
you're going to take the tape and you're going to measure to the bottom of this from there to there.
Okay.
So what you do is take the tape out.
Do it long and then, okay, right,
And then
that makes
go
sense.
like that there.
Okay.
Once I get to the right height,
Okay.
you're going to have to read it.
Yeah.
Oops.
And
Right there.
okay, so like exactly. Okay, this looks like that. Oh gosh, sorry.
Mm-hmm. Right there.
8 and a, oh, not less than a half. It's a little bit less than 8.5.
Right there.
8 and a half.
8 and 3/8?
Yeah, it's 8 and that one.
3/8. 3/8.
Okay. Well, it's actually almost just over 20. Yeah.
8 and 3/8.
Oh, I hope that's right. This is pressure. This is a
No,
lot of
no.
pressure.
I gotta get my belt marker. Hang on.
Okay.
No, there's no pressure.
Okay. I'm like, oh, gotta read this right. And then when you put these pads in, these you leveled. So these are level-ish?
They're whatever height they are.
Okay.
There's no rhyme or reason to those.
Got
I
it.
can't. The level is what we're doing now.
Right.
Is what levels everything.
But like what I'm saying is when the wood and you cut it, what if the wood's like this? What if the like angle of the wood is like...
No, it won't.
It won't? Okay.
Even if it's a little bit, it'll all even out.
Yeah, yeah, okay.
It's like that is a valid point though. Now what I do is I cut all those to this measurement,
Right?
and they'll all be the same height. I mean, give or take
Yeah,
a
right.
16th, even an eighth of an inch. It doesn't really matter. It levels off itself. It's just
Yeah.
that it can't be 1 inch out or
Yes,
something.
yeah.
If I was doing this on a regular basis, we'd set that up, and he would just put the thing here. He'd move this thing up and down, and he'd add the difference.
Oh, he'd do the
He'd
math
add the
right on
difference,
here.
But he has a stick
He
that
has
has
the
numbers on
measure-
here.
Oh, yeah.
And so it's really, but I don't have
You don't
that
have
here.
that.
So,
No.
so what I would do is I would take this mark here, and then I would put it on here, and then I would, wherever it came,
Yeah.
that's where I would measure up to, and that would give me the difference.
You need a better stick. Is this a level? What is this? What is this
Yeah, it's a
thing?
level.
Yeah.
I do have a stick with numbers on
Yeah.
it, but I didn't bring it.
Okay.
This works for me.
Okay.
Okay. dead level.
Let's see. Oh,
You're
yes!
you're in the bubble.
In the bubble.
Okay, I'm gonna lift it up again. I'm gonna slide it back a bit.
Okay.
Okay. Now we're gonna lift it up and we're gonna slide it to the end here.
I'm sorry, what am I sliding, Dad? Am I sliding the concrete or
No. Just put this at the end.
Put this at the end. Got it. Okay. Right at the end. There. It's at the end.
Perfect. Okay, let's go get the other one.
Okay. Cool.
And what I'll do is I'll nail it into here.
Yeah.
Then what we have to do is we have to square it up. But I'm gonna put a joist in here and a joist in here
and then
to hold it all in place, and then I square it all up,
it.
and I lay everything in place. And
look at this.
It's a process.
Yeah.
This thing's a really
Oh yes.
long time ago.
Well, yeah.
This metal is really sharp,
Really sharp.
and if you happen to slip or something,
God, that makes me so nervous.
it would be a little few band-aids. Could be more than band-aids.
Yeesh. Okay, so. Okay.
So are you in the end of that post?
Yep, right. Yep, I'm at the end.
Okay, that's good.
That
Just
thing's a little wobbly.
just hold on to the balance of it so it doesn't tip.
Yep.
Okay,
Okay.
that's good. Now you can go.
You good? You good?
Yeah. What I gotta do is I have to cut some joists, a couple joists in here.
What are joists?
These things that fit in here.
The ones that go from between these? What are these called?
This is a beam.
Beam.
Well, there's two different kinds of beams. There's a flush beam.
Okay.
When it's a flush beam, it means that it's flush with the joist.
I see.
When it's a bearing beam, the beam is underneath
Got
and
it.
the joist is set on top.
This
and
is
then
going to be a
you're-
flush one.
Yeah, you don't need these if you have a bearing beam.
Right. Got it.
But I don't want to put a bearing beam, because if I put a bearing beam, then I'm up too high.
Yes.
Because that's
Right.
my governing length there.
Right. After helping Dad today a little bit, a wee bit, I went in town to do shopping. I had a lot of shopping to do, grocery shopping, and Dad got a lot done on this. It's looking great. Wow. Looking good.
I'm gonna build a nice step there now with the rest of the material.
A step up with the it's gonna like a slope up with the chips.
That stuff will dry out and it'll look just like the path.
Right, the path. Right.
I'm gonna build a step, like a big wide step in front there. So when you step down onto this step, the step will probably be 18 inches wide, and then from there onto the chips.
What's gonna secure the step? Where's the step gonna be secured?
Sit on sleepers. I got some timbers over there. I'm gonna put them down, like 3 or 4 of them, and then I'm gonna build and put those cut them and put them on top.
Okay.
And it'll eventually settle down. So it's gonna be a little higher than what I want, but it'll
Right.
eventually settle down.
It'll settle.
This stuff will settle. I gotta finish screwing off the deck, but I'll do that maybe someday. The unit itself will come out to about here, 8 feet. So then we'll have a small deck here with a couple chairs. If you want to come in out of the sun and sit here and...
Or cool off after saunaing in the winter. This morning we are going blueberry picking. I have my coffee to go here, some muffins for breakfast. Headed with my parents, getting our supplies, getting ready to go. because when I remember, like, when picking with the kids,
Yeah.
when I would take them picking for things, like we went blueberry picking a lot in Maine,
Yeah.
and for them, it was like the fun thing was happening after, because I would take them to the beach or something.
Okay.
But like now, for an adult, like this is the fun thing.
This is the main.
This is the fun right now. Yeah, you hear me, Dad? Yeah. Exactly. Hey there, pup. I hear you over there on the other row. You gonna come say hi? Are you gonna come say hi? Are you gonna wander through? Here it comes.